Hey guys, 6 and 6 with another recap. We got Kevin Elton, 6 topics, 6 minutes. Kevin, I'm gonna start off with some trivia for you, man. Are you ready?
Yes. Trivia.
Okay,
I
Lowry,
like trivia.
Lowry, another double-double, ties Antonio Davis in third place for most double-doubles by any Raptor. Who are in the top two positions? You don't have to say the order of the top two, but give me those two names.
For double doubles
Yeah,
of all time?
you
Raptors
got
all
it.
time?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll go Chris Bosh.
Okay, that's one. You got him. What's the other one?
Okay. Is it JV by chance?
Yes.
Yeah, real Raptors fan, people. Real Raptors fan.
The big Lithuanian. All right, man. Blowout game today against those. I really hate the Cavs. I saw them live last year in Cleveland. Took my son for the game for his first Raptors game, and they lost to the shitty team. And it actually dented my hopes of a championship last year. Thank God we ended up winning. Anyway, tell me what you saw from the game.
Yeah, you know what? This game kind of reminded me of the first 10 games when this team was really beating teams, moving the ball around. I felt like everybody was getting their touches. Kind of like the old Raps, except now with Lowry kind of back in the lineup and Ibaka. So it was a good win. Norman Powell had another, great game. Siakam kind of playing a little bit more aggressive. I felt like the last two games. Getting back to their defense, and this was like a wire to wire type win, which they needed to make it two in a row now.
Yeah, it was wire to wire because the transition defense on Cleveland was absolute shit. I feel like 50% of our points were on the fast break. But yeah, it was good. It was nice to see Lowry and Ibaka kind of come back. You're right, reminiscent of the start of the season. All right, man, you got 44 seconds to talk about Norman. Tell me how great he was. Don't hold back.
I'm gonna have a lot of people I've got people messaging me oh, you were wrong about Norman Powell. Yes, you're
Just own it, man. Own it. Own your mistakes.
Yeah, I am owning it. I was wrong. Norman Powell has stepped up, and maybe finally, so I can say I'm wrong, finally he's going to be consistent. Because this is never before seen footage where Norman Powell is consistently putting up, 20 points, being aggressive on both sides of the floor, not making stupid decisions. Even though he does make a few stupid decisions still, he's got the points now to back it up, but definitely consistent, good to see, and it's going to make us a different team.
All right, nice segue to the next one. When Freddie comes back, does he have an automatic spot in the starting lineup, or do you think about putting Norm in there? I mean, the numbers I just read with him. Hold on, the numbers with Norm starting off the bench and starting in the starting five. It's like plus 5.5 in terms of points. Assists go up, rebounds go up. What do you think?
If Steady Freddie doesn't get put in the starting lineup, people are going to start burning jerseys. He has to. I was thinking maybe somehow you get Norman Powell in the starting lineup and go really small, but it's not possible. He has to come off the bench, but at least you've got Ibaka now and Powell coming off the bench. Again, the thing that worries me now is how deep do we get into our bench with Norman Powell coming off and doing what he's supposed to. But yeah, it's a tough spot, but I mean the nod still has to go to Fred VanVleet. But good for Norman Powell for making that decision hard.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. I think he can have the same production off the bench, honestly. Okay, next one, minutes. The team has got really deep now lately. McCaw came back, played 20 minutes today, took away minutes from Terrence Davis, took away minutes from Hollis Jefferson. Did you see Hollis Jefferson today?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah, I know. That's true. I didn't think of that. That's very true.
What happened? Yeah. Why is the nurse playing him? What did he do?
You know what? I think from the start of the season, and we kind of didn't really realize it because McCaw was hurt, but the Raptors organization saw something in McCaw before the season started. I mean, they signed him. They knew he was going to be part of the rotation.
5 seconds.
I haven't been a fan of McCaw, but obviously, to your point, he is taking away minutes from other guys. Let's give him a chance and see what he can do. We haven't seen him enough this year.
Yeah, I think they still love his defense, and he's always been, above average on defense. Okay, I read a report today from Raptors Republic talking about our record against, the crappy teams and the elite. Crappy, count this one, we're 14-0. Against the elite, we're 4-8. When does this narrative kind of go away? Because it's slowly getting bigger and bigger that we are this team that can only beat up on the little guys and really can't hold our own when it comes to the elite in the NBA. What's it going to take? A couple of wins, like maybe some of those Boston wins, or what's it going to take before people start believing?
I don't necessarily think we have to win those games, but we need to be competitive. And I think this year there's been games where, although it was close for 3 quarters, it wasn't close at the end of the game. So I think a better effort and our big guys showing up for those games, specifically Siakam. Siakam has had some off nights against some of these good teams. He's the one who, for me, is the biggest question mark against the big teams of both the East and the West, and he's one that needs to step up and show that he's the number one on this team, and that hasn't happened for me thus far in the season.
All right, that's fair. Guys, last one. Woj and Lowe, their podcast today, a lot of it focused on trade targets. The one they mentioned as being at the top of the list, along with Holiday, is Kyle Lowry. Talking about how he can, make any team into a championship contender. It's funny that he's saying that, and at the same time, we've been interviewing fans outside Scotiabank, and they're talking about getting rid of Lowry and putting Van Vliet in the spot to take over as the ball handler for this team. How do you feel? What do you think happens to Lowry closer to the trade deadline?
You know what? At the end of the day, I think it's about making our team better for the future. Because I don't think we can win this year.
That's vague.
Hold on a second. If that's the case, you may have to actually let this guy go. If you let Lowry go, okay, listen, man, you're not going to get anything for him later. He's going to walk, and you're not going to get anything. If you can get something for him now, improves another team, it is what it is. But if you let him go, you got Van Vliet stepping up. You got plenty of guys on the bench. We just talked about Norman Powell, and we can get a couple pieces. As tough as it to say, I love Lowry. He's the backbone of this team, but I think you got to see him walk and get some pieces for the future. Because you're not signing this guy in the future. He ain't staying here. He ain't ending his career as a Raptor.
He's not staying here, and he's not going to be any good after end of next year anyway. Like he's got his $30 million for next year. He's got maybe
team's willing to give you some pieces. Up, just take it.
Okay, so you're saying if we're sitting in fourth, okay, we're sitting in fifth right now. I think let's say we make up the spot. And we go up to fourth, come trade deadline. You're saying Masai's taking calls for Lowry? For real?
I would say he'd be doing a disservice to the team if he didn't. Yes.
So you're basically throwing away this season.
Hold on a second. Why are you throwing away the season? When he was not in the lineup, how did we do? There's no throwing.
Playoffs? Not well.
Okay. Everybody's got another year under their belt. I'm just saying. You could actually help your team in the future. There could be another Norman Powell type contract out there that we get another guy for a few years. I'm just saying, you've got to take a look at things because depending on what those offers are, there might be a good offer out there. It's hard to say. We don't know what's being offered.
I would say this. If I was Masai, I would say, Kyle, you tell me what you want to do. If you want to win another championship, if you want to go to a contender, if you want to go to Philly, for example, if you want to go to Miami, for example, I don't know if Miami, whether you can take them over the tipping point, but let's look at Philly. Philly with a true point guard, playing with Ben Simmons in the backcourt. I think for sure that makes them a legitimate, true championship contender. And if Kyle says it to Masai and says, "Let me go," I don't think Masai gets in his way. But if he doesn't, there's no way, man. There's no way we should ever give him up. He's gonna go down as the greatest Raptor of all time. There's no way we're gonna.
Get your feelings out of the way. I'm talking about improving a team for future, not only for today. Stop thinking with your heart. This is a business, okay?
Fine, you let him. Guys. Listen, if he gets us $30 million next year if he has to, and then we let him walk.
For nothing. Okay, let him walk for nothing.
His space is gone. His space is gone. The only reason we you may think of trading him earlier is to make room for Van Vliet and to re-sign him to his $25 million.
So what you're saying is, if you knew that Kyle is not going to re-sign, let him go.
There's no reason to re-sign. We know
exactly. That. Okay, so that to my point. So you're saying if something was offered that's going to improve your team for future, you would not take it, knowing he's not coming back.
It would have to blow me out of the water. It would have to be draft picks plus a young prospect that could actually be part of a championship team in 2021 with.
Exactly, and I think that's what. And I honestly think that's what he will command. And if it comes, we might have to let him go. And I think that there's a very realistic chance it could.
I don't want to think about it. I don't want to think about this team without Lowry and that big booty. It's giving me pain.
It will be sad. It will be sad. But think about it 2 years, fast forward 2 years down the road. You'll never know.
All right, man. Okay, guys, last thing. You're probably wondering why we're not outside the Scotiabank. We're going to try this for a bit. It was a bit of a smaller game. We're going to try and maybe get downtown for those games against the elite teams. But yeah, give us some feedback. If you want us down there and you like that kind of content, definitely let us know. But that's it. I think we're out. We went a little long on that Lowry subject, but he deserves it, man. Kyle deserves it. So we're out, guys. Good night. God bless.
Peace.